another practice before another game. Talk to me about how you feel like this one went going into the game with the sun.
It went well. We had a pretty honest film session. We had yesterday off. It was recovery day and get what you need for the players as we head into these 2 games at home before the All-Star break. I think we got their attention and focus, and there were some good things we did against Minnesota and some really bad things in terms of just effort and rebounding and turning it over, and just some sloppy play that you can't have in this league. But practice was good. They had a great mindset, good work ethic, energy was high. I think they're ready to play tomorrow.
How do you approach these games knowing that, obviously you have to score more points than the other team to win, but, you have to stop them from scoring more points than you? Are you leaning, because nothing is ever really 50-50. Is it like,
no.
Are you feeling like it's the defense is going to win these games, or it's like, hey, we just got to outscore people?
Yeah, it's a great question, because it's kind of like, it's a simple game, score more points than the other team, but it's so much more complicated than that. I think for us defensively, we got to be about 8 points better. We got to limit, 4 baskets, and then we've got to take care of the ball better. We had way too many turnovers, and now turnovers are part of the game, and part of the way we play is there's going to be turnovers trying to play fast. That will go down as the season goes, but some of the turnovers were just casual, not having the intensity it takes. So I think it's twofold. I think it's defensively, we got to tighten things up a little bit, but it's really hard to get stops off of turnovers. You're just starting the other team's fast break. So I think those kind of go hand in hand. Those are the 2 things we're focusing on.
With the goal of making the playoffs, how important do you feel like these last 2 games going into the break,
Huge.
Which is literally the midway point?
Huge. These are huge games, and we can still make the playoffs. That's the goal, but we got to get going now. And through 20 games, I think we figured out who we are and who we aren't. But now we're starting to get everybody back and healthy. Cam's going to be back shortly. It's got to happen now. And so the urgency needs to be felt from top down, starting with me. And I've had it, but we got to start taking care of business.
Like everybody, I was able to see Cameron Brink play, in her limited games during her rookie season until she stopped playing in the middle of June. But when you looked at her advanced metrics, she was already I won't say an all-time great defensive player, but for that season, she was trending towards, if she just plays the whole season, somebody's going to want to put her on an all-defensive team.
Yes.
What type of impact, and I know that she's coming back and everything like that, but what type of impact in general can she provide with her skills and versatility and all that stuff?
Exactly. It's going to be, what you said is exactly right. She's coming back. It's going to take time. We all need to have patience with that. She's been out for 15 months. That's hard to just jump in and hit the ground running where you left. It's going to take her some time, and I'm fine with that. We're going to give her that. But, I played against her for 4 years at Stanford. Her defensive timing, she understands it. She's elite defensively. And then offensively, I think she just gives us it's a boost for us offensively as well. And again, hopefully we get her back by the end of this month. We'll see when it actually is. And it's going to take some time. But again, I've been saying all season, we want to win, but let's peak in August. And I think Cam provides a little bit of a boost, not just on the court, but just kind of the confidence it brings to all of us having a player like that back.
I feel like it would also be a boost to just literally be whole.
Yeah.
Just to know that we have everybody that we're supposed to have, all 12.
Yes.
And we can, practice 5-on-5s and just we just have all the options at our disposal instead of it kind of being limited.
100%. And it feels different because we have everybody. And obviously Cam's that last piece, but it has felt different, and I think we're getting more and more comfortable with each other on the floor, players, and having Julie Van Loo, I think, adds an extra punch for us with a perimeter scorer. It allows me some freedom to be creative with other things. When you don't feel like you're just trying to keep it together with injuries and hardships, and I felt like for a month there we were just trying to keep the ship afloat, and now I feel like we can actually get some momentum and some steam.
And just to circle back, so these last 2 games, Sun and Mystics, first time you're going to play both of those teams, I believe.
Yeah. Which is
And
crazy.
they're, I know the Sun are below you in the standings. The Mystics are, slightly
right
above
above,
you. And this year kind of seems like it's shaking out a little different. But, in previous years when we had 12 teams in the league, it was seeming like, 7 and 8, they were getting in the playoffs significantly below 500. But right now, like that top 8, top 9, they're all kind of hovering around that. How are you kind of thinking about that strategically, knowing that, like, we're a couple games, behind these teams, and like we just got to start picking up wins against teams above us if we want to move up.
Exactly. And that, for us, you go into a game against Minnesota, the best team in the league, you want to win, you do everything you can. It's not, we're not trying to catch them this year, right? We're trying to catch we finished 12th last year. We don't want to finish 12th. We got to finish, 8th or better is the goal. And so there's 24 games left. There's a lot of time. And we're just now getting healthy and getting right. So there's no panic for me, and no, I don't listen to any of the outside noise. I know what's going on in this gym. I know what matters, and we've got our players buy-in, and they're being patient. They keep showing up, and they're very coachable. They're bought in, and that's the battle right now. If we have that and we continue to get whole, how do we do it? We just you try to leapfrog 1 or 2 or 3 teams right now, right? So these games at home are crucial. They're crucial. But we're not even halfway through, and so nobody's story is totally written yet. And ours, I don't think we've come close to how I anticipate. And I'm going to push and coach and challenge for us to reach our potential this year. We haven't come close, but it's coming. I really believe that.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, man.